So much to see and do in Grants. Parks provide relaxation for picnics and athletic events. Creative activities abound at the Senior Citizen Center. The new animal shelter is a state-of-the-art facility for our lost pets. Grants is home to the Mount Taylor Quad, Fire and Ice Bike Rally, 4th of July Rodeo, and so much more. Grants, the gateway to outdoor adventures, sightseeing, hunting, hiking, biking, and riding. Grants, where ancient and modern civilizations meet. Grants, a great place to live.
Before we call this meeting to order, does anyone out there like to offer a prayer? Anybody? At all? Sure, Chief, you go ahead, offer the prayer for today.
Oh, I was asking what you needed.
Well, that's what we need. So go ahead.
All right, let's pray.
The prayer.
Holy Father, we thank you for allowing us to gather here today. We ask that you have our leaders make great judgments and that support our community and our employees. In your name we pray, amen.
Amen. Thank you. Roll call.
Sorry. Counselor Lewis?
Here.
Counselor Lucero?
Here.
Counselor Reynolds? Here. Counselor Vasquez?
Absent.
And that's it.
Mayor's here.
Mayor's here.
Will you please stand and join me in the pledge of allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Hoorah! Approval of the agenda.
Mr. Mayor, I move that we approve the agenda.
Second? Second. Councilor Reynolds? Yes. Councilor Lucero? Councilor Lewis?
Yes.
You guys want to talk when it comes up? You guys want to talk now?
All power comes up, Your Honor.
Okay, you got it. You two there? Okay, you got it. Fourth quarter final report. Discussion on that. John Paul, tell us about the fourth quarter final report. It don't matter, just speak loud.
All right, so we got two documents here. The first one's the fourth quarter, and in the upper left-hand corner it says period ending 6/30, and our total ending available cash is 12.6 million. And also we had some issues with some negative balances on the prior quarterly reports. And as of the end of the fiscal year, those have been taken care of.
Questions?
What happened in the water fund? John Paul?
What's your?
You have a water fund, the negative, oh, you just transferred?
Yeah, that's a
Okay,
transfer.
all right.
That was to the golf course.
All right.
And that negative fund on the recreation. Quarter ending cash balance shows a negative 25,395. That's been taken care of.
Yes, everything that rolls into the front page is
Okay.
all positive balances there.
Sydney?
No, I'm not going to say anything.
Next one, a resolution approving the fourth quarter budget report.
Number one is not an action item.
No. Just, that's what number 2 is that resolution is approving that, the final budget.
Does it need to be read?
I mean, as in the top of the resolution? Yes, that you are approving resolution 17-1561, providing a fourth quarter year-end final budget report.
Mr. Mayor, I move that we approve resolution number 17-1561.
Second.
Yes, second.
Councilor Reynolds?
Yes.
Councilor Lucero?
Yes.
Councilor Lewis?
Yes.
Okay, Chief, you're up.
Good morning. Let me just turn this on, hold on. Can't even see it. Not trying. I think I heard. Test it, that doesn't matter. Good morning, Mayor.
Speak loud.
Good morning, Mayor and Council. Basically come today, I have some officers that are here, and since I've been here back with the police department for the last 4 months, obviously the concern is retaining police officers. Since I have been here, we've lost some officers to the coal mine. Prior to that, we lost one, which was Lieutenant Jason Fang, to retirement, and subsequent, he went to Acoma to continue on his law enforcement career. And recently, we lost one of our officers to New Mexico State Police and one to the Cibola County Sheriff's Department. So retention efforts are critical in our time right now in law enforcement in general throughout the United States, especially here in Grants. Right now, we're running shifts of 2 officers at a time, which is, I would say, a safety concern, because when I have one officer that makes an arrest, such as a DWI or anything for that matter, then the other officers get called, and they have to field some of those calls alone unless they are fortunate to have the state police and or the sheriff's department in the immediate area to assist with that. So that is certainly a concern. Concerning the fiscal, the budget, I have presented, and I'm not going to go into full details, but I presented my request to the city manager for our officers, and if she has shared that with you, that is great. I would appreciate if the mayor and council consider offering raises to the police department. I'm the police chief, and it's my duty to ask for that on behalf of my officers, and I do know my officers are here to talk about that. I just want to bring to your attention a couple of things that address the safety issue that I just brought up. In the last 4 months that I've been here, we had a shooting of a couple of, what I would say, potential individuals that were concerned about their drug issues. We had a shooting. That person got away. We subsequently arrested him at a casino in Isleta. He was armed with a firearm at that point, and now he's going to be prosecuted under federal statutes. And we're trying that on our end here with this case. That was a shooting that our officers responded to. It was a great arrest. The other person has just recently been arrested. We had a murder since then. Officers responded to that scene. We were assisted by state police. Officers on scene recognized this was Officer Daniel Martinez, Officer Maurice Martinez. Get on scene. The call was basically go check on a person, and then they realized immediately this is not that kind of a call. This is a more serious call. Well, they realized they were on scene of a murder scene that happened, and that arrest was effected, and the person is still in custody. Officers they received some minor injuries, but there was only 2 officers on scene, and we all get called out. We take care of that with the assistance of New Mexico State Police. As you read in the newspaper recently, we had a drug raid. Constant problem in this area, constant problem in our community. We are currently working with local agencies, Sheriff's Department, Milan Police Department, and State Police, and any other agencies such as DEA or Homeland Security to assist us with that. But as we went ahead and released that photo of all the funds, money, and drugs that this individual had, and this is one of our longtime residents. This is not just somebody just decided they're going to come to Grants and sell drugs just because they think it's an easy place to do that. This is somebody that's been here forever. I've been dealing with that individual that we arrested for over 30 years, and it's just a constant thing that we have to deal with. As you know, if you're mayor and council, you probably get calls by your constituents about constant traffic at certain areas in your areas, and then I get those calls as well, and then we try to field those calls. And most recently, obviously this morning, if you haven't heard, we had an armed robbery at Allsup's, and a good citizen basically called us on that. That call did not come from the Allsup store. Our officers responded, and as the robbery is in progress, the officer engaged the person inside the store at gunpoint, and he was subsequently arrested. The two individuals that were inside were taken to the hospital. I'm not going to release any more details on that because we're still working that case, but 2 officers on the scene. I get called, so I come out, lieutenant comes out, and my day shift group starts to come out as well to assist with any calls for service. It's very dangerous out there. It's very critical. We have very good officers, and I would like to keep the officers that we have and try and hire new officers. We're in that process. We have one that's potentially going to the academy as soon as he clears everything medical. We have a couple officers that are in the queue right now for the process of getting hired. So retention efforts are critical. Obviously recruitment is critical, and it's like that. I mean, I'm not saying it's only in Grants, New Mexico. It's all over the place. And the problem is we're competing with other agencies, including local agencies. We do compete with them as well. But losing people to the New Mexico State Police, to Albuquerque Police Department, Bernalillo County, those agencies are offering a lot of money, and I'm not asking this mayor and council to pay our officers the monies that APD and state police pay. I know we can't afford that. However, if you would certainly consider, you know, perhaps maybe 3 to 5% raises for the officers to at least help them pay their bills and not have to live check to check, that would certainly be appreciated. I'll entertain any questions at this point.
Questions?
I don't have any questions, but I'm in total agreement.
Thank you.
Not just the police department, the fire department, maintenance department.
Right.
I mean, I think the employees of the city should be compensated or have the potential to be compensated monetarily.
Thank you, Councilor.
Anything else?
No, I agree on that too.
Yeah, I would support an increase in pay, 3 to 5% as well. Has Laura gotten back to you, Chief, on considering the question?
Well, she has, sir, but since she's not here, I would probably prefer not to speak to her. I think the numbers that she gave me were fair and reasonable as to what I asked. And I did ask her about the public safety tax that was enacted back in 2005, 2006 for police and fire. And I actually, in my proposal, I suggested a 5% raise for law enforcement officers, and for the next 3 years, 5%, 5%, 5% at the 50% at the end of the 3rd year. And I suggested that we utilize that public safety tax, part of that. And I know that tax has to be shared with the fire department, and that's the whole reason why we enacted that tax at that point in time. So
Me and you
that's what happened.
talked about that this morning,
Yes,
Chief,
sir.
and that tax has been totally expanded.
Right.
It's gone.
Well, that's,
There's no
and
more
and
tax.
that was my suggestion when I did the proposal, and that's the first I've heard of it, Mayor.
Okay.
I did discuss that with her, and she was not familiar with that.
Yeah, that tax
At least
is
that's what
finished.
she told me.
You're aware of that, right, Chief? You should be. You've been here the whole time.
Mayor, you're saying the tax has been expended. It's recurring. It comes every
That's right.
every
And
month.
every year that it comes in, that entire tax goes to your guys' pay.
Mhm.
The entire tax goes to your guys' pay, period. And that happened back when Joe Murieta took 4 positions because they weren't filled. Okay? What we are looking at, okay, just for everybody here, we don't know what that tax is gonna do for the dispatch center.
Right.
We don't know what's happening with the county, how much we're gonna end up spending in future foundations to save 300 kids from gangs and dope. Okay? We don't know what's gonna happen with economic development. We don't know what's gonna happen with the Carrot Express. Everything is in the balance here. So all I'm asking for the employees, for my police officers, is to hold the line for us with 1 year. Okay? We've looked at this, $1 across the board for every employee, and raising the minimum starting everybody by $1. It comes out to $250,000 a year, guys. That's what we're looking at. All I'm asking for you guys to do is hold the line with us for 1 year. Hold the line. Let's see how bad it gets with the county and the state. See what's going to happen with these kids. See what that tax brings in. That's all I'm asking, guys, is 1 year. We're not gonna say we're never gonna give you guys a raise again. And as a matter of fact, we're looking at a very substantial raise for everybody next year. All we're asking for is hold the line 1 year with us, guys. Hold the line. And let us see what's going down now with where we're at in this whole county, guys. That's all I'm asking. Corporal, you're up.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chief.
Good morning, Corporal Lindo with the Grants Police Department, Mayor, Council. Again, I'm here just like Chief said, on behalf of my department. I've been chosen to speak. You know, right here we have 7 out of the 10.
Introduce them all, please. Get them to stand up. There's a lot of new faces there, guys. Come on up here and introduce them. I know a bunch of the senior officers, but the new faces I do not know, and I would really appreciate to introduce these. Go ahead there, Sarge. I know you.
Good morning, Mayor, Council. I am the interim lieutenant. My name is Steven Shtiva. I wanted to speak to you guys as well. However, I was helping on the robbery case this morning that the chief was talking about, reviewing video. It's a pretty violent case that we got going on right now. Now that I have the time to talk, excuse me, we've been seeing increased incidents like this throughout the whole summer. The chief mentioned a couple of the shootings that we had, very violent scenes. And for these guys to take that kind of work on, 2 at a time, public safety issue. So I am in charge of this patrol division. All my officers aren't here right now, but they come through me and I go to the chief, and we're here to just see what's available for us. You mentioned $250,000, but we read the paper, $200,000 for a coffee shop. I understand we want economic development here in the city of Grants, and I'm all for that. I was born here, raised here. I am from Alcamo Pueblo, so I'm not going anywhere. But just to make my life a little bit comfortable and these guys' life comfortable would help out. Appreciate that.
I appreciate you.
Thank you, sir.
Next.
I'm Sheriff Galeno with the Grants Police Department. Been here a total of 3 years now.
Next.
Officer
Come on,
Emilio.
step up to the mic there.
Officer
Hi.
Emilio with the Grants Police Department. Been with the Grants Police Department for about 2 years now.
2 years?
Sir.
Next.
Step up in time. Don't be shy.
Good morning, folks. I'm Corporal Al Saraceno. I've been with the department for almost 3 years.
Thank you.
Good morning. Officer Brian Sanchez, Grants Police Department. Been here for approximately 3 years.
Mayor, that's the officer you asked about this morning.
You're the one that drew your weapon.
Yes, sir.
Make my day.
Officer Caitlin Drow with the Grants Police Department, recently just graduated the Police Academy in May.
Welcome aboard.
Officer Daniel Martinez with the Grants Police Department. Coming up on a year, I also graduated the academy with her as well.
Welcome aboard.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Corporal.
Mayor, these are our patrolmen on the department. Like I said, some aren't here right now. We have some with experience, some that are new. I mean, they've all experienced some of these violent scenes already, straight out of the academy. Mr. Martinez was there for that homicide. You know, we have families. It's one of the things where we want to stay here. We're invested in this community. I'm here for the long run. You know, I have a home here. I have 2 little kids here. I was born and raised here. Moved away for a while, but I'm here. I want to make this a better place, and so do these guys. You know, like I said, we don't want to leave, but there's always that thing. Our main focus right now is retention. You know, we have recruitment right now. Hopefully we have some good candidates up the pipeline. I'm in charge of training, and you know, right now as far as training within the department, we're all up to date on everything that we need. You know, we're getting advanced training so we can keep going. We've recently hosted training. We reach out to the tribal agencies. They're constantly calling me, emailing me, asking for this thing. This is something we've wanted, something that I've wanted as far as training to not only assist our department in growing, but surrounding agencies that don't have training officers. Sergeant Marcus and myself, we started up Laguna's TASER program. They're reaching out to us, and I mean, as long as we have this experience, it's going to make us grow on that. We want to keep everybody here. We don't want them going to APD. We don't want them going to state police. Like Chief said, it's a trend nationwide, especially here, the bigger departments, Rio Rancho, state police, Albuquerque. They're the people we want. They're going after seasoned officers that have training and experience. That's what they're looking for. I mean, so like I said, we're here as a group to show support and solidarity as a department. We want it to keep that way. We have a good crew, and we want to continue making this community better for everybody. Thank you for your time. Any questions? Actually, that should be
Anybody got a question for Corporal?
Comment. Gentlemen and lady, when the budget process starts next year. You heard the support from through the counselors sitting here.
It's gonna happen.
I can't speak for Counselor Vasquez, but we'll make sure that a raise is part of the discussion next year during the budget process. The time to do what you just did is next March, you know, when we start the budget process. I think we could have worked something this year if that had been, if you guys come back next March when we're talking about the budget that gets approved in July, like now.
I have a comment.
Go ahead.
Unless I'm recalled or deceased, I will be sitting here in March. There's 3 individuals that may or may not be.
That's fact too.
That's a fact.
You know, and here's just a few things for you. Since I've been sitting up here for 11 years now, guys, back in 2006 when I started here, I believe your starting pay was about $10.25 an hour. Okay? I have supported this department all 11 years, all the way through this. Okay? And we bumped your pay to where it's now starting at $17.27. That's like around there. That's like 70% increase in 11 years. Okay? Not only that, but your chief used to have to come in here every single year and beg, borrow, and steal to get a car, to get tasers, to get anything. Now we've got all of that in the budget where you automatically get 2 to 3 units every single year to replace the old cars, all that good stuff, all your training. I'm asking for 1 year, guys. Just bear with me for 1 year, and next year we're going to bump everybody. But I want to see exactly what this tax brings in. Right there is going to, if that tax for the dispatch center brings in as much as I think it's going to be, we can cover your raises right there, guys. Okay? But right now, we've got it in our budget 70 grand because we don't know what it's going to cost. You know, they say it's going to get $800,000. I'll believe that when it comes in. Our gross receipts tax are down. Our lodger's tax are down. Give me 1 year, guys. Let's see what happens with the county and the state because they're still in dire needs. That's all I've got to say, guys. You know I support you, Marty. You know I've supported this department
and I appreciate
like
that.
nobody else has in 20 years.
Right. And I appreciate that, Mayor and Council. Councilor Lewis, I just want to make it clear that back when the city manager asked department heads for their budget proposals, I did submit all this information, and I also sat down with the city manager. In my experience, I have never and will probably never ask my officers, other than your invitation just now, to have my officers in advance ask for those raises in a public forum like this. I think that's my job, to sit down with the city manager to come up with a budget agreement and proposal, and it's up to the city manager at that point in time to crunch numbers with our finance director, and then perhaps get back to me and say, hey, we can or we cannot do this. But we have policy that prohibits our officers from coming directly to the mayor and council asking for stuff like that.
Chain of command, baby.
I appreciate the offer, and I mean, if it still stands at that point in time, certainly these officers will come and they will ask for that again. And yes, the reason why they're here is obviously to ask for the retention efforts, to help them with pay, help them support their children, their families, just like anybody else. And I'm glad they're here, and here's the reason why. Because all the council members that are present, including our mayor, has now committed to them, at least up to next year, that those raises are in the future. And once again, as the corporal stated, a lot of the officers are vested here. This department is very young as far as tenure at the department. However, these officers have a lot of experience from other agencies, right? So, for instance, Lieutenant Shativa, he's a former Marine. He's been in law enforcement for probably over 15 years, probably 16 years. He's got a lot of experience. I would like to keep him. I would not like him to jump to another agency if at all possible we can retain him. And that goes along with every other officer that's here. I mean, yes, our officers sometimes decide they want to jump and go to another agency. And another thing that is critical and makes a difference in their mind is not only the pay, but it's also the retirement that is offered here at the city. So I'm gonna ask, and that was in my budget proposal, by the way, that the retirement be also looked at.
I give you my word, we'll do that, Marty.
Right, so.
All I'm asking
just
for
let
is
you know.
1 year, guys, because I know what your retirement's about. I know how much they pay you after you guys leave, okay? I retired with the state, under the state police's retirement. So I know exactly what you guys are going through. I'm asking for 1 year, guys, that's all I'm asking for here. Hold the line with me. We'll visit your retirement, we'll visit your pay, all of it. And we'll see if we can do something to get you into that correctional officer, state police retirement. Something along those lines. Just bear with me, guys. You're doing a hell of a job, and we appreciate it. But we've got to see what's gonna happen in this next year, guys, with what's going down in our county. So just bear with me, please.
And Chief, just a reminder,
I don't have any problem looking at all of this, guys.
the 4 counselors are the ones that decide,
That's right.
make this decision.
Yes.
So it's certainly appropriate for you to call each counselor when the budget process is happening. If your policy is just for you to speak for the officers, that's fine, but call the counselors, they're the ones that vote.
Right.
The city manager recommends what we do, and we trust her. And, but the counselors are the ones that make that decision, so call them.
Yes, sir.
And like I said, guys, think about what I've said, about what happened over the last 11 years. I'm the only one that's been up here that long. The closest one to me is Mike, and he's on his 3rd year. Okay? And I have done nothing but press for the police department and the fire department since I've been here, guys. And I continue to do that now. But it was basically mine and Laura's decision to hold the line this year with no raises to see what happens with what's going to go down in this county, just because of the taxes and everything else. Okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
I
Thank
appreciate
you
you
for the
guys
opportunity.
coming.
Appreciate it.
And like I said, I mean, I see you guys out there all the time. I talk to Sergeant Sativa 2, 3 times, 4 times, whatever. Talk to me, guys. I don't bite. I've got no teeth, really. I mean, I've got a loud bark, and a lot of people say I should probably go to charm school. But I mean, other than that, I'm all right, guys. Really. I'm not going to bite your head off or anything like that. We can discuss whatever.
Thank you.
Okay?
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Chief.
Thanks. Anything else on the final budget, guys? I would entertain a motion to approve resolution 171562.
2104 regional.
Approving the final budget for 1718.
2104,
Yeah, I move that we approve the resolution 171562, final budget.
Thank you, Rick. Second?
Second?
Councilor Reynolds?
No.
Councilor Lucero?
Yes.
Councilor Lewis?
Yes.
Thank you. Comments from the council? Cindy? No. Any comments? Rick? Mike? Well, then I ain't got none either. Thank you all for coming. And please, guys, don't be shy.
So much to see and do in Grants. Parks provide relaxation for picnics and athletic events. Creative activities abound at the Senior Citizen Center. The new animal shelter is a state-of-the-art facility for our lost pets. Grants is home to the Mount Taylor Quad, Fire and Ice Bike Rally, 4th of July Rodeo, and so much more. Grants, the gateway to outdoor adventures, sightseeing, hunting, hiking, biking, and riding. Grants, where ancient and modern civilizations meet. Grants, a great place to live.